What's up? What's up? Today I've got 3 Hayashi Seiichi books that I want to show off today. All of these are hauls, and 2 of these are actually art books, and one of them is a compilation of his manga. But I'm very excited to show this off because these 2 are large, very large books, and we've got a little small one here. So might as well get started with this one. It's got a little slip cover on it. This one is called Kako, I believe. I'm not sure what it translates to exactly, but let me just take this out. It's got a beautiful design of flowers of the actual book in here. And this one's it's a smaller one and a shorter one too, but it's mainly black and white, but you have some beautiful color illustrations like this as well. So if you don't know, Hayashi Seiichi was a big contributor to Garo magazine. He is also well known for doing other things. He used to be an animator. We have one of his manga, actually no, we've had 3 of his manga released in English. The most recent one, I might as well pull it out actually. Here we go. We've got the Red Colored Elegy. This one was released by Drawn and Quarterly. And so this is, I think, an amazing book. This was serialized in Garo as well, and there is an extremely detailed essay by Ryan Holmberg at the back of that, so check that out. But we've also had Red Rock, we've had Gold Pollen, and we've also had Flowering Harbor, all released in English, but all out of print, unfortunately. So it is quite hard to find those other works, but a large number of them have been translated into English. So in this book here, we have more simple sort of drawings compared to some of his other stuff. A lot of nature, of course. He has done some Garo issues where the covers have just been flowers, purely flowers. Let me just flick through the rest of them like this. So yeah, little portraits with unique frames. For this one, this is spring, but the iconic female characters that he always has in his illustrations. Just go through them here. This one was not too expensive because yeah, you can tell it's, it doesn't have any other color images. It's just these black and white simple drawings, which are still amazing to have, but not on the expensive side. And then we've also got an interlude of more of those color pictures. I think there's only just one, or yeah, just the one. But if you are looking for a cheaper Hayashi book to have, then this one is a great one, because the other ones are also, expensive and rare at the same time. But if you love his black and white, then go for this one. It's a great one too. And also in great condition. Beautiful 2 pages. We've got more color illustrations. Beautiful color. Hayashi always has a great sense of color. And I am a huge fan of his manga. He's one of my favorite mangaka that I have discovered, and favorite artists in general that I've discovered in the past year or 2. I think for me, nothing comes close to the atmosphere of his works. Extremely surreal and mysterious. And just the vibe of reading it is so unique. Oh no, it's not Hako. It's pronounced Keshi. I'm not sure what it actually means though. But when was this published? I'm not too sure. I'll put it in the description when this was published. But yeah, that was Keshi, not Hako, with its little slip cover in here. So it's a little bit tight too, that's okay. All right, but yeah, Keshi. Now we'll go on to this next one. This is a big one. The next art book that we have, I'll have to just shove these somewhere. Okay, so this one is, I mean, it says here pronounced Roman, but I searched up online. It could mean fleeting dream, I guess. Hakana Yume, but here it says Roman. This is the pink edition apparently, but opening this up, you can tell that the copy that I have is very old. You can see all the stains everywhere, but opens up to a couple of different things. So you have the art book here, but came also with, if I can pick it up, all right, came with 3 not postcards, they're like 3 prints of another art book that I actually have. Might as well pull out everything Hayashi I have actually. This one here. I have shown this off on the channel before, but it's like the variant version of this. And so on top of that, it also came with this illustration. This is not Hayashi. This is another mangaka. I do know them. They've had illustrations in the Garo issue. Is it Takayama Ken, maybe? I'll have to search that up again, but bathhouse scenery with also some violence, actually. And then you've got this at the back as well. Also by, I believe I am correct in this, Hatayama or Hatamayama Ken. I will check though, but I'll have to check what actually this is. I'm not sure whether it's advertisement or anything else, but yeah. So that was some of the postcards. Let me just move this box out. All right. So this one is a beautiful, the book itself, like this one here, it's like you've got some stains, but pages look okay, not too bad. Got a little translucent page of paper, and then we get into, is this signed? Oh man, is this signed? I have no idea. If this is signed, then I got so lucky. Maybe I should check if anyone else has this book, can you check if you have a signature like this? Because if this is signed, then I'm losing my shit, because I just bought a normal copy. It wasn't signed or anything. It didn't say signed, I don't believe. Maybe I'll have to check again, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. So this one I haven't really gone through yet because this I acquired recently, but we've also got some writing on the side too. But illustration, this one, I saw this and I fell in love. The colors in this, using the primary colors, red, blue, yellow, and just that pose is so effective and so appealing. Amazing stuff. I can't get enough of Hayashi. I mean, I was planning to just show off only 3 of his books, but should I just turn this into a Hayashi's, like just everything I have that is Hayashi? I guess I could. Yeah, why not? I'll bring out the other stuff. I have shown a couple of them in the channel before, but might as well, I guess, bring out everything Hayashi. So we've got a couple of black and white illustrations as well. But don't worry, there are more color illustrations to come, I believe. So yeah, I haven't read any of these, any of those panels. I flick through, and blue and pink is one of my favorite color combinations of all time. So seeing works like these from Hayashi using my favorite color combos is always a plus. This is one of my favorite artworks from him of all time, including the color as well. But yeah, I personally am just very happy that he had a big streak of pink and blue artworks. Always a lot of these female characters pondering things, or I guess setting up their hair and just sitting. Very peaceful, very calm, but at the same time his works express a lot of, I guess, sad tones too. And I love his surreal pieces like this, just having random hands in the background. It's my absolute favorite thing of his manga as well. Seemingly random and strange inclusions of different objects like those hands. Now we've got some more of a red appearing. They remind me of his Garo covers. I don't have all of his Garo covers either. Especially the 1972 Garo issues that he did covers for. They are more expensive than the others, and I think 1972 issues in general are more expensive than other Garo issues just because of how many iconic mangaka there are in there. Like if you take a look at the glossary of like a 1972 issue, any one of them, you'll find tons of recognizable names in there, and the covers themselves are beautiful. So it is, I'm not buying them at the moment just because they're expensive, but this is number 654 out of only 1,300 copies. So not that many were made. But yeah, this was Roman. Let me just get the case. A beautiful book. It's just, and like the added bonus, I did not know that we got these postcards. Well, not postcard, like pictures, illustrations on top of that, but always a plus. So yeah, beautiful book. Now let's move on to this one here. This is not an art book. This is manga. This is a collection of his works titled Hana no Uta, so Song of the Flowers. And the issue I got came in this like protective thing. This is the slipcover for it. Let me just move this across. But this edition of his collection of works has two of these books. So this is number one. Some of these have been translated into English in the out-of-print short story collections like Gold Pollen and Red Rock. But having this in such a beautiful hardcover book and just seeing the quality of the art so much clearer, because I have a Garo issue that I've showed off that is also a special issue that collects his works, but just having a hardcover like this is beautiful and is totally worth it. But they are quite hard to find, quite hard to come by. So a lot of these works I have not read yet, like this one for example. But Hayashi is just on another level. Just like looking at his pictures without context and the manga without understanding anything. Like this panel, let me just bring that up to the camera. You can frame that on the wall very easily. You can frame a lot of his artworks. But once I do read these, definitely I will make a spotlight video on them. But I've never seen this specific story before. Not that I've read a lot of his works, but you know, I've read a decent amount. It's got this beautiful, like, it's not black, it's kind of like a bluish print that you get sometimes in the manga magazines. Really strange panels as well. Creepy dolls too. Hayashi also does some creepy drawings. This one is, I think it's translated in Red Rock, I believe. Also got that orange. So beautiful, beautiful pages. I believe it is Red Rock that this is from. No, Gold Pollen. It's from Gold Pollen. Also take a look at that skeleton. Insane. I'll just flip through the rest of this. This is the cover page for the English version of Gold Pollen. So Gold Pollen, I think it's like a blue and orange cover, like a version of that. Yeah, a lot of these chapters I have not read before. I've seen this magician character pop up and the frog character pop up, but I can't explain any of this yet. Oh, the Light of Dawn, I believe this chapter is. This is also a really weird one. This is, I've read as well, something celluloid. It's in a Garo issue, but this is what I mean by creepy. Very creepy facial expressions. But yeah, this was #1 of his like hardcover short story collections. I really want to find #2. Ilf Strips. He's got a great YouTube channel who showcases a lot of manga as well. Ilf Strips did a video on this too. He had #1 and #2. So if you want to check out the rest of that, go check out his channel. I'll link it in the description. But right now I don't have the #2. But we'll always be looking out for it. Let me see if I can put this in properly. Yeah, this. I'll put it in later. I don't want to rip it or anything. But I guess we might as well move on just to the other stuff that I had. So I showed off Red Colored Elegy. It's a beautiful story that follows a couple living a not so peaceful life, that they struggle with their jobs, they struggle with their relationships sometimes. It's surreal in the way it's portrayed, their relationship. But I highly recommend this. I don't think this is out of print yet. It's also got a beautiful cover with a red and green, but also another very insightful essay by Ryan Holmberg. This one is, I forgot the name of this. I'll put this in the description, but I have shown this up before in another art book spotlight video, so I will go through it a bit more quickly than the others. So we've got some color illustrations, always amazing to have, and then a lot of them are these black and white panels and drawings with, I believe, like a poem or some supporting dialogue and text. And then we also get some more color illustrations in the middle. Blue and pink, always love that. And then we've got some red sort of sketches. That last time I did complain a little bit that you can't really see the drawings too much just because of the spine. You can't really, I don't want to stretch it out too much, but yeah. So if you want to like a more detailed flip through, go check out the other art book spotlight that I did with Hayashi. So that was that one, and I'll bring out the Garo issue as well, which I also have showed out, but I'll just bring out everything I have with in terms of Hayashi. Okay. So this is the Garo issue that I was talking about. Let me just, I'll just show it like this. This one is also just a collection of his works. Here are the specific works. So you might see some double ups. This one was in the hardcover edition that I showed before, but instead of blueprint, it's black. So the ink is black, but you still have that orange color to it. So it's still a bit different, but it's amazing to have both of them. So this story as well was also in, let me just move all this out. You'll see some overlaps between two. And here we go. All right. I have shown this quite early on in the channel. Still haven't read this yet, to be honest. I'm kind of saving Hayashi for later. This one was not in the #1 hardcover book that I showed. This is The Giant Fish. Strange manga. Very strange one. We saw... Did we see this? No, this was not in the manga. We've got Superman as well. He does have a lot of like American and pop culture references in his works as well. Especially in this chapter. I also really love when he does not use like a mouth. For me, it just elevates the character design a lot more. I just really like it when he just doesn't have mouths for his characters. You also got a little orange section in the middle. This is, I believe, the red dragonfly, translated in English in gold pollen. Some other works. Haven't read any of these yet. This is, I believe, the Flower Emblem series. 3 chapters in Garo. I have read this and I have showed this off in some other Garo issue spotlights. But the art is beautiful, especially in this series where it's like very bold lines, a lot of black, which I love 100%. And then last but not least, we've got the Flowering Harbor one-shot that was also published in English. I think it was Breakdown Press, but that is out of print. I love this story specifically because of the rain. How it's like, it's either rain or wind, but a lot of pages of just, I'm just going to call it rain for now, but it can be wind. I'm not too entirely sure which one it is, but just desolate pages like this. But yeah, that was the Garo issue of their collection of Hayashi's works. And I believe that's all I have for Hayashi. Let me check real quick if there's anything else. Yeah, I do have like another example of what I was saying before. This is an issue with a cover by Hayashi. He did a lot of these covers where it's just purely nature, so like flowers and birds. Let me try to see if there's anything else that I have from him that is similar to this. I don't believe so. No, I don't have any. I don't believe I have anything else Hayashi to show off. But yeah, so that was I wasn't planning to show off this many Hayashi things, to be honest, but why not? You know, might as well with the amount of Hayashi stuff that I picked up recently. So bring all this here. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this one. I definitely do want to try and get more Hayashi in the future, but just depends on the availability of it. Hard to find stuff, expensive stuff too, but he's a mangaka that it's my personal favorite from the past couple of years of collecting, and I highly recommend you to check out. In terms of like his most accessible work right now, the Red Colored Elegy story. This focuses on a lot of stuff about human relationships, especially with the Dosei Jidai thing, which is like, what does that translate to? Co-inhabitation, the sort of concept of living with someone else but not being married to them, I guess. This was a big part. It inspired a song too, so highly recommend picking up Red Colored Elegy. Should be relatively easy to find, hopefully, but very much worth it also for the essay at the back as well. But yeah, hope you have enjoyed this one. I will see you in the next video. Bye.